All right, welcome back to Gunkclimber Talks Climbing, and today we got the same guests. We got Bruce,
Howdy.
Jimmy, and Andrew on the end.
Hello.
There.
Hello.
Seth took a nice big fall when he was up at the Gunks. We did what's it called, La Titan, and it's only a 5.9, but it's supposed to be a 2-pitch climb. And of course I'm like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Seth, solo up the first pitch, hit the anchor, and then do the second pitch, which is the 5.9. And we're like, you won't have any drag. Well, yeah, you don't have any drag, but the rope weighs a ton. Mm-hmm. And he got up there, and he was on the crux, and he just he could not hold the rope. Like, he was there, he had the clip on, he had a good hand, but he couldn't pull the rope up because it weighs a ton. And next thing you know, he comes flying off the wall. It was a huge fall, but super clean because it's super overhanging.
Yeah.
And in the background, you hear this lady screaming, and I'm like, did somebody fall somewhere else? And you hear Seth, like, he has a video of all this.
I saw this video.
And
I remember
you see him looking over, and you see him chuckling to himself, and he just goes to the lady, "I'm okay." And you just see him go back up the rope, and then he did it again and hit it. And
That's awesome.
It's crazy to think people, 50 years ago, were climbing on freaking hemp ropes and fucking
and not even knowing anything. There's no
Oh my
information, like, it's just like, that looks like a climb. We could do that. And
Hans
getting up there and be like,
even as simple as shoes, the things you can do with a good pair of climbing shoes, it's like magic.
Oh, I know. Using those shoes. Oh, God. That's like me climbing in the wet with my approach shoes, trying to do something. Oh, God. Climbing in those shoes. Like, some of them were just wearing boots and stuff. Can you imagine climbing anything in your boots?
That's one thing. I don't worry about the gear, and for the most part, not worrying about the placement. That part of it, the technology is so good if you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You can make it
saved my life.
Yeah, I mean, you know how to put gear in. Once you do that and you climb with your ability, you can still be safe on stuff that people are like, you're insane.
I think it's a pretty safe sport if you climb smart. I'm not saying, like, read my book and what not to do. If you really put good gear in.
No, it's just hard. I'm sure
that.
when you were like, Siemens and stuff, you talk to people that look at you like you climb like just normal corporate.
It was a different world then.
You know what I mean?
It's
like
a lot
people look,
different now. There's someone else on my development team that's a climber now.
Yeah,
the
but
thought of that before was
like
non-existent.
everybody.
People look at you like
that's why there's like 15 gyms and like
I know.
a stone's throw
It's
now.
just crazy now. How like when I first started doing it, it's like we were climbing the quarry in Birdsboro before the area that's now.
On the
we're
other
climbing
side.
the area where they're blasting now. That's where I learned to climb with Bill.
I've climbed there.
I climbed there, and before I really
had some
started
good
climbing.
stuff there. They had some longer routes.
Yeah,
too.
that was the first one we did. One of the first ones, that long one. It's like 50 feet or something.
All the way back in the back corner of the reservoir. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now you can have that climb delivered to your backyard.
It's my driveway.
It's a driveway or who knows what. Yeah.
Well, I think from there, that's when we did that ice climbing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that got me really started. And I'd say, get a guide. Having a guide was probably the best thing possible for that one.
Yeah, we went to Keene Valley like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, probably.
Wow.
Bill's birthday.
Yeah.
And that's when we climbed. We skied Bel Air, and then we went. It was like, I remember it was snowing hard up in the Adirondacks because I had my Pathfinder. I just had it.
Yep.
And Bill was driving.
Good gear makes a difference.
Actually, I have
good gear in the cold.
I have a good epic story about the Adirondacks. My friend that I used to climb with back in the day, he's lived in a car, he's lived in a truck, he's lived on a boat for most of his life. I don't think he's ever owned or rented a house ever. Or no, that's not true. He has rented a house when he was a school teacher, but that was it. And then they live on a boat during the summertime. But he was the guy I started climbing with, and we decided to go up the Adirondacks and do a big wall. And we found this one section that had these really, it's like 1,000-foot wall, and they were pretty easy. And that's what we were aiming for, just doing easy big wall, because we didn't have any experience back in the 90s. We're just like, we don't know what we're doing. So we have a haul bag filled. I mean, the haul bag's gigantic, and it weighs a ton. And then we had like 5 other bags. So one person would carry like the 5 bags, and one person would carry the haul bag. And the haul bag was so big, you couldn't get it on your back. So the other person had to lift it onto your back type deal. So we were hiking through the woods, and we did a couple, and it was, of course, we pick a climb that, or a wall that's like 8 miles away, which doesn't seem like a lot until you're hiking with all that gear.
The approach is 8 miles to get there? Oh,
yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, we had no clue what we were doing.
8 miles?
Not at
carrying
all.
shit in the woods? Yeah, that's a long,
this
trip.
This is before I even had a good sleeping bag. I learned from that trip. So we were hiking, and it was probably like 60s or 70s. It was like early June or something like that. And we're hiking. We got up over the main hiking trails where a lot of people go, and then we're getting up into like the backwoods up there, and it's just all snow. It's about 6 inches to like a foot deep, and there's no footprints, just like huge bear prints and coyote prints and everything else on the trail. So we're following that, and no prints at all. Like, there's not a single print of anybody being there anytime, like in the recent, 8 months since it's like snowed. So we go up there, and
so when was this, in the spring or something?
Yeah, late spring, early
May
summer or something. I think it was
snow,
June,
so it was good snow,
but it's high up, and there wasn't any snow down low.
Gotcha.
We were way up there, and I just remember and it's getting dark, and I'm like, do you want to just set the portalage up in a tree? Because I'm like, I don't know if I really want to stay on the ground. And we didn't have a tent anyway, so it was our best bet was to set the portalage. And that's what we did. We set the portalage up on this high tree, and we pulled it up there, and we jogged up into this tree and camped there. I just remember waking up the next day, and the sleeping bag was so bad, I just froze all night. And I'm just like, yeah, why don't we go down? Because I don't even think we were even close to the wall that we wanted to get to. We probably had like another day of this at least with all that weight.
Oh my God.
So we were like, let's just go down, because it's all downhill. At least we can get everything. And I think I don't know if that was the first time we went to the Adirondacks, but we just decided to go up Chapel Pond, and even that wasn't epic back in that day, because we had no clue what we were doing. And I just remember
5'4", 800 feet or something like that.
Something like that. I've sold a million times. It's not hard, but we could not get down. We decided to wrap through the woods, and it was like 20 wraps, and your rope gets stuck on everything, and it's just an epic. But it was a good time. Learned a lot too. That's what you do, is you do these adventures, and you just you learn so much of what not to do. Next time.
I would call that 300-foot waterfall an epic. That we did.
Roaring Brook.
That was pretty awesome.
We had a guide, and
where was that?
And he didn't put any
Adirondacks,
Lake Placid area.
We did. It was outside. It was Keene Valley. It's just south of Lake Placid, and we're on. I don't know. What was it? It might have been Chatham Pond when we started. We did one more. We did the first day.
Chapel Pond's about 700 feet.
I think we were in that area. I don't think we were on actual Chapel Pond. We were in that general area.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we did that. It was like our test piece.
They tested us day one to see what we could handle. It was like doing one pitch, 40-foot, 50-foot wall we were practicing on. And it was, and then we did it.
And then we did the 3-pitch Roaring Brook. That
was awesome. The guy drags a rope up, puts no screws in until he gets to where he plans to belay. No gear, no protection. He just looks at us and says, "Don't touch the rope." I said, "Okay, no problem."
And that sounds like something I would do.
And it was amazing. It was a life-changing event. Ice climbing a 300-foot waterfall. And when you get to the very top of it, and the ice is very thin, and you're looking through, and you can see all this water going down. I can't believe that just happened.
It flattened out. You know what I mean? That's where it was. But it was freaky when you'd punch through it. You're like, whoa, okay, the water's there. I'm like, I'm glad I'm on a rope.
Yeah, no doubt. He belayed us.
What was that shot? Oh, you said it was roaring something?
Roaring Brook.
Roaring
Brooks. I remember that, yeah.
Because I know I have some friends that just go up to Chapel Pond. They'll ice climb there, because there's a good section that has like a waterfall.
When it's cold out, I'm skiing, man. So I have buddies that ice climb and stuff, but I don't know. I could do some. I could get into the ski-mo, a little bit of like backcountry skiing that you need to do, some kind of a little bit of climbing on, and you know what I mean. Yeah. You go up to Vermont.
We just got back.
Yeah.
There you go. Climb a mountain, get to the top, and ski down.
That's what I want to do. More of. I have it. Just
You should do it when you go out to Park City.
Romney is up. Sport climbing in Romney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done.
I mean, Northeast has a lot of areas. I mean, it's
spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So when people come across, international like serious climbers come on trips, and they come to the Gunks, like where do they go next then? Like, do they go? When you talk to people, is this you get a lot of people that come in flying to New York, do the Gunks, and then they keep Dax they go, and then they go out west, and
Yeah, probably.
Usually people just go out west, drive right by. I think
a lot of people come. Don't you think a lot of international people come to the Gunks when they come on? I don't know.
The problem is a lot of people don't like that you have to pay for the Gunks. Most people are used to like just free areas and stuff like that. A lot of places out west are free, so
yeah.
So they go to Birdsboro.
Yeah.
Gunks provides emergency services.
Free.
Yeah, the Gunks is nice. I mean, they do a really good job, and they have some really nice stuff, and they have rangers, but still.
I want to start going to Millbrook. I have not been there yet, just to get quiet area and ride your bike out there and wrap down.
That's the way to do it, because
the Minnewaska. You ride your bike to that. I know where the trail is. I don't know exactly how you drop in and get to the climbing area, but I know where the trail is. I've ridden my bike there.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it from what is that? The Minnewaska.
Yeah.
Parking lot too.
Yeah, I was just saying ride a bike, 'cause I think it's like 3 or 4 miles or something, isn't it? 3 miles.
Is that where you have to park up there?
You park at the top of Minnewaska if you could.
Gotcha.
And then ride the trail. You go to the left, and it's got to go out. It's not far, but it's it'd be kind of cool to do.
I remember we did that hike during the wintertime, and remember we were like seeing all the ice coming down. We did like where the waterfall is and stuff that up there. Yeah. I don't ever see that stuff when I go to the Gunks. It was just like a good excuse because it was cold, and hey, let's check out the waterfall.
Definitely.
It's too cold to climb
I love that area
day.
up there.
Yeah, I could definitely live up there.
It is beautiful.
I would love to have like a couple houses, like one up in the Adirondacks, like one like Boulder, and then one down in like J Tree or something. But
I would like for you to have those houses too.
Yeah,
That's a great plan.
Yeah, it's like some good areas, and you can just avoid the cold.
Right.
J Tree is not too bad during the winter time.
Yeah,
we've been there early enough spring after a rainy season, and I've never seen something so beautiful and with so many flowers as we did at J Tree.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome, right? Man. Those flowers just popped. I think it was the same day that we went in the gold mine. I really do, because it was just a day. I think it was like a rest day. It was kind of rainy.
I didn't go in that gold mine.
Because wasn't that a day? Was it the day that it snowed a little bit too, and then it rained or something?
So, yeah.
Or am I getting days mixed together?
I think you're right.
And then the flowers popped, right? I mean,
we went to some Oasis also. I remember we took us to some Oasis.
Yeah.
If we went to the Oasis, it must have been bad weather.
Yeah.
Because that's like what you do.
It's a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
And the gold mine down the rattlesnake that we saw on the way up. What else you gonna do? Yeah.
There was like a movie set there that like made spoof Native American
I remember that.
signs and things like that, right? Isn't that what you said? We were like, wow, look at all this great stuff.
I think
you're
that's
like, dude, that's just like leftover from a movie set.
Yeah. I think all the originals got messed up because Hollywood likes to screw things up. Like I think they had originals around there or something, but they had to like make them better type deal. And
is your buddy still out there?
Which one?
You had a guy who always went out in L.A.
Yeah. He's actually near San Fran now.
Oh, okay.
He kind of works in tech now.
Will you hook up with him when you go to Yosemite this year?
Probably. We did last year.
Gotcha.
He's just in a pretty good location, and it's nice to just arrive and hang out and then get food and stuff and then head into the valley and stuff. Because the problem is the valley's a pain in the ass to just survive out there. Because like if you're in a van and stuff like that, you can't really stay there. You can't sleep in your vehicle. But if you leave the park, you're okay. But leaving the park's like a 30-minute drive. So to do that day in, day out, it's it's
a lot of
easy.
gas.
Yeah, it could get expensive. So I don't know. that's why we kind of hung out with him, and then we were just going to go in, because if you park and you are on the wall and use a portalage, that's fine. But you're just not allowed to sleep in your car type deal, and you're not allowed to sleep under rocks and stuff like that, which the old school guys used to do.
So you can just set the portalage like 5 feet off the ground on the one wall on the behind Camp 4.
They might say something, but if you're up high enough,
you got to go 20 feet.
Yeah,
you got to. They can't like.
Yeah, they can't poke you with a stick. You're good. Yeah,
We did a climb right out of Camp 4.
Yeah, we did.
What was that called? Do you remember?
One of those
you're the
cracks.
names guy. You remember all this stuff.
I remember the name of the one that scared. It wasn't the climb itself that scared me. It was again another down climb scary. It was fun. The Sunnyside bench that we did was a fun adventure kind of 5'4", 5'5",
yeah.
5'6".
Was that the big walk off?
And then we had this long walk off, and there was goalies with just you walked across, and it was if you fell, it was 2,000 feet down,
and it wasn't too scary until you came out of the trees.
Yeah, it
like
was
you come out of
washed
the trees, and that's when you could realize what you've been walking across. Before there were like 6 trees there that might have stopped you.
It's a climber's trail. It's a wash. You know what I mean? It just you get to this area out of the trees where it's a natural flow of the water or snow, whatever, flows down, and you're like, holy shit!
When you realize if
I
you lose
slip
your feet,
here. Like I think one time we may have roped.
We might have roped up together
because we're like, I'm fucking scared. Like I'm scared. You go. No, you go. I go.
Let's just put a rope on. I'll anchor off to this tree, and one of us will go.
I pulled that when we did half dome the first time. We got to the top of the climb, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're at the top. Now what? And you're walking straight up a slab wall. Like it's a steep, because a dome, so it starts out really steep, and then as you go, it gets less and less, and then you're not scared anymore. But at first, I'm like, why don't we stay roped in and throw some gear in just in case? And then after a while, or like this is the 90s. I kind of sucked in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think this is like 97 or something like that. My first time out in Yosemite, and I'm just like, yeah, half dome, this is cool. And then I don't know, I was kind of unprepared for just what that meant. But now I'm just like, oh god, I could have just like, probably simul climbed half
Scrambled.
of it. Half of that climb. I do remember, like, they have some run out pitches. They were like 80-foot run out pitches between bolts. So that's
what I like the Gunks. So you can find routes so you can just get good gear in, and or at least knowing there.
Well, this is a slab. There's nothing. They have bolts, and for some reason they put the bolts 80 feet apart. So it's basically anchor, bolt, anchor, and that's a full rope distance.
So it's like the sport climbs you took us on in J Tree, where they're like,
I think we walked away
5'10" and a bolt every 20 feet.
Yeah,
go Eric.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll top rope this.
I think we walked away from something that was a really neat climb, but it was like 200 feet of slab with no gear to get to the base of it. And I was like,
there's a 5'6" there. It's really big. It's like Saddle Mountain or something.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard climb. It's just the slab was too intense to get to it.
You have to be used to
80 feet
slab.
of run out 5'4" slab.
Yeah, the slab is always like that. Like I've done a lot of slab. I mean, the Dacks are like that. If you go up to White Horse up in New Hampshire, it's got a lot of slab like that. They have the bolts, and you're just like, well, Jesus. I hope I live to see that bolt.
Yeah.
Couldn't you put one in a couple more in there for that? Can we make a deal?
You didn't need to be stingy.
But after a while of just doing a lot of slab, you realize you really don't need to. You just have to be used to like
get your center of gravity, keep running.
Yeah.
Don't stay on anything for too long. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's the scary part. So when I do Chapel Pond, there's one spot that's like a slab, and you're up there, and when you're free soloing, most of it I'm like, it's all good hand cracks and stuff, and you feel pretty confident all the way up, and then you get up this one slab. And the good thing is, if you slide down the slab, you kind of just slide to this part that hopefully won't kill you, where you won't slide down another 600 feet. But it's just like this one slab part, you're just like, okay, I don't want to fall, crack. Okay. All right, I'm in the crack.
That is a great feeling.
Yeah.
That is a good feeling.
And then after that, you have the bouldering problem. But even the bouldering problem, I feel like I'm more confident, because it's like, it's holds. And it's, it's not a crazy bouldering problem, but it's like, 20 feet of like this where you have to pay attention, because you're like, all right. And then once you're above that, the rest of it's just home free. Yeah, because I remember the first time I saw someone free soloing, I was just like climbing in, and someone just walked past us, and I'm like, that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. And it's just an easy climb. It's not that difficult to do.
Yeah, I'm not signed on for any of that.
Yeah,
I'm not on.
Well, I mean,
We're on
most
the
of the
same
time
page.
I simul-climb it. I simul-climbed it with quite a few people.
Yeah,
so.
I
I don't think that's going to be happening.
I like the rope.
One at a
had the rope.
time,
You had
lots
the
of
rope.
gear.
I'm not endorsing this podcast.
Nope.
That's
You can come make fun of us as we put a giant rack into the wall. It doesn't matter.
I want to climb scared until I'm in my 80s.
Yep. I will place gear every 5-6 feet. I do not care.
So Marla climbed with Rachel, and you guys remember Rick, old school Rick?
I haven't seen him in a while. Is he doing good?
Bill
He's
and
doing
Rick,
good.
right?
Yep.
They hung out together,
he
climbed a lot.
He's been bouldering a lot, believe it or not.
Rick?
Yeah, he goes up to Green Lane a lot.
Gotcha.
So those
Bill.
three decided to do Chapel Pond. So we get there, and I set up 3 or 4 ropes, and we're climbing for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, and they started a long time ago. And we were just kind of watching. You can hear them because where we're climbing is the opposite of
Who are
where
you
they're
climbing
with.
It was Rick, Marla, and
I don't remember.
And Rachel on one, and you were climbing with someone else.
A bunch of other people.
Well, Eric, you climbed with Emmy?
Isaac and Aaron and their kids and stuff.
Sure.
So we were on the other side. I think we had our kids over there too. So this is
Gotcha.
Marla's I don't have the kids, and they were probably smoking going up too. So that could have added to this delay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Eric.
What gold mine?
Yeah, exactly.
Never went in the gold mine. So there's so there's 3 of them. So it takes a little longer when you have 3 anyway.
Sure.
But they're pitching it out, and I think Isaac and I climbed it that morning, and we climbed it in about 20, 25 minutes. We climbed it with Isaac, and I think maybe his nephew. I forget. There was some other buddy with us, and we simul-climbed, and we just put them in the middle, and we just ran up it. And it took us 20, 25 minutes. And they were working on 7 hours on the climb, and I had to go up because it was getting dark.
What happened?
Nothing. There was 3 of them, and they're slow, and they were probably talking and having a good time and not realizing the time. So we were climbing on the other side forever. We had the ropes, and everyone was done for the day, and they're all leaving. I'm like, well, I guess I should get them off the wall. So I soloed up to where they were, and because they didn't know really how to get down, I didn't want them stuck up there in the dark and not know. So I'm like, all right. So I met them at the top, and I was just like, all right, you guys made it, because by the time they topped out, I topped out with them basically. So I got up there, and I'm just like, hey, follow me. We got to get off this thing before it gets really dark. I think
Did they know that you were
up.
coming then?
No, I don't think so.
So you just they came up
Hey,
well,
look what I found.
pizza. Sorry, 5 minutes. I'm like, what?
Uber Eric.
delivery.
Surcharge.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you got some nookie that night, man. I mean,
That should have been some hero nookie.
the problem is, it was also probably because Marla was cooking, and we had to get her off so she could cook. We needed to eat.
we're hungry. I'm up here. You're the only one who knows how to cook.
So it's kind of confusing because once you get to the top, because it's almost like a mountain, and a mountain. Once you get to the top, it's like
It's down every other way.
It's not like, hey, just wrap off and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to go here and there. Yeah, it's crazy. So you have to kind of hike down off the end, and I kind of showed them the quick way since I've done it a million times and know that way pretty well. And we got down. It was pretty goddamn dark, but got down, got back to the place, had food.
Nice.
It's a good ending.
Yep.
But 7 hours. But then again, my first time up that probably was just as long.
Yeah.
Well, we've done some long climbs.
We're slow. We
are.
don't stop though.
right, we don't stop. That's true.
We're the tortoise.
And we place lots of gear.
I mean, having gear is, definitely nice. I should place more.
Teach their own,
Yeah.
You place enough to save you.
I do place gear.
And I'm just
on
happy
some
you
hard.
place some gear now, and that you have a rope on. That's encouraging.
This is really an intervention, Eric.
I remember being very frightened at times for you.
Oh,
so I'm happy that you're using
I
a rope.
remember that too. Like we like yell at you to stop and get down.
Being very frightened.
Oh yeah,
Thinking,
I remember
we're going to be cleaning up our friend.
Yeah.
I remember Tipsy Tree. I'm like, hey, what's up, Andrew?
Yeah, right.
Wait, how'd you get up here?
Like that might have been my first lead, actually.
Yeah, I think I had it because you had like
3
4 people. I'm like, we gotta get some people off this wall.
Yeah, I remember climbing that, me, you, and Lauren. I think.
Yeah.
And I think that was the time that he came past.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, well, I came up to get some of you guys down because
I have awesome photos from all those sessions.
There's
all these times were good.
There's a photo that's been on my hearth for years. It's me belaying Jackie up the
with the fist bump.
With the fist
yeah,
bump. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I still have that.
like the
picture.
one where it looks like you're
It
punching
looks like
her
I'm
or
punching
something?
her. Yeah.
Is it Blaine? Is that what? Why is she looking?
I
Blaine.
led high E, and
It's like
a
a weird
set up
angle.
The station. She comes up, and I think either Eric or Andrew took a picture. And she's all excited coming up high E. I think it was her first time.
Yeah.
And I put my fist out the bumper, but it looks like I'm
Like,
trying to give her a shot in the face.
Nope, not allowed.
Did it wrong.
Offer out.
Back and do it again.
You didn't go through the lichen.
That is a great photo.
It's one of my favorites.
That's cool, man.
I got a bunch of I have a photo of everybody.
yeah, we should
That would
get
be
up there
cool.
more
Yeah,
often.
you should.
All of us.
I miss it. I miss it a lot. I think
Yeah.
it's a great thing to
Yeah.
keep the body and mind nice and healthy.
Definitely keeps the mind going.
I need those things.
Yeah, you don't think about other things. Like all other problems are gone when you're like, fuck, I gotta keep alive.
It's basic meditation, right? You are purely living in the moment for those times that you're
Yeah.
doing it. And that's
Yeah.
how I always looked at it for me.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. Because I can't really meditate or do yoga or anything. Like I'm cool that people can, but this is where I get climbing and like hardcore skiing or riding. That's where I get my mindfulness. Where you're just like you're totally
Live or die, choose.
You're just you're in there and like, how am I gonna get where I am? I'm not worried about work or whatever. Or,
That's what I think with
Get some flow
trad
state
climbing.
on.
I always feel like afterwards when you're sitting there at a restaurant drinking beer, you're just like, dude, it's a well-earned beer. Like
Those are the best beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could sport climb the hardest climbs or whatever, and I just wouldn't feel the same. Or bouldering, I wouldn't feel like, holy crap,
Yeah.
that was awesome. I mean, I'd be like, yeah, it was a good day, whatever.
Well, I mean,
But
there was a point where you had a
trad
cult, basically.
Yeah,
you
we
kind
were-
of had a cult following for a while there. I know for like
was it
for a good 3 or 4 years. I mean,
Because you mean like every weekend we'd all go up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did he have a harem or was it?
No, I wasn't.
Was it a?
Nah, but you're right. Like,
It was in the middle of the woods.
It was a climbing cult.
Okay, all right. It's
we'd
cool.
have a good
Just
like
clarifying
10,
for the
12
listeners.
people like
Yeah.
every weekend.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was what you did. That's how you planned your life.
Totally.
Yep, it'd be freezing. I'd have a negative 20-degree bag, and
Yeah.
I'd just open up my zipper, and there's Chris laying on his crash pad with no jacket on.
Right.
I'm like, oh, so that's what whiskey's for.
Right. That makes sense.
You can sleep through that cold.
Yes.
I had shit for a tent. You
Yeah.
threw me this little bag. It was an emergency bivvy.
Yeah.
Oh, the bibbies are
Pulled
nice.
myself into the bivvies.
Yeah.
Just sat in there. That was great.
Totally.
Yeah, it's on the. Oh God, we gotta get some more adventures going. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up. Gunkclimber. Check out YouTube, Instagram. Like I said, Patreon's coming soon. And anyone else have any?
Sure. Ross Earhart Photography or Janelle Wysock Textiles.
Sweet.
Got that out correctly. I almost said something offensive.
They're awesome.
Check them out. Anyone
They've
else?
taken pictures. I'm a testament.
Yes,
they're both
absolutely.
Very good. Here I'm.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll see you out there hopefully soon.